Are we still on Alabama, guys? CJ, I'll go to you first on this one. I don't think I've talked to you about Alabama yet this year. I had them preseason number 1 in the country, and it's not like they've really been all that disappointing so far this year. Like, they've beaten Illinois, they beat Houston on a neutral, they beat North Carolina on the road, they beat Creighton, they beat McNeese State, who looked pretty good the other night against Mississippi State, right? They beat Rutgers, and apparently that's a more difficult thing to do than people realize. They put together a pretty good resume so far, but I feel like people have kind of forgotten about them a little bit, if that makes sense. Where are you on Alabama right now?
I've said all along I don't want to judge him until Chris Youngblood's playing. He played last night, but that was just the first game. I think we wait 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even 4, and see what they look like with a healthy Chris Youngblood. I've kind of felt like, talking to Nate Oats in the preseason, I felt like he thought that was going to be the guy that kind of gives them some teeth to their defense, their leader type. So I want to see them with him. I know losing Reitzel hurts because that dude, anytime he had an open 3, it felt like it was automatic. And the thing that I guess would be concerning about them is I believe I don't have it in front of me, but I think they're 31% from 3 this year, and they take a ton of them. But they're still, if you look at KenPom, I think they're the 6th best offense in college basketball. So if they start making some shots, look out. But I still really like their talent. I just want to see what it looks like with a healthy Chris Youngblood. And you know, the guy that's been amazing is the freshman. My brain is not working today.
Darren Filan.
Oh, Filan, yeah.
A few too many.
Reed's been good too.
But Filan's been awesome. Like that guy has been he's awesome. He has been somebody that I don't think anybody anticipated he would be that good. So if he keeps playing at the level he's playing at, and if Chris Youngblood is last year's Chris Youngblood, then we're messing with something. Then we got a team that I think you could argue might be on that tier. But I just want to see kind of how it all comes together when he comes out there, and if he actually gives them some teeth to their defense, because still, like, that was the whole thing with them this year was, okay, we go out and get Cliff Omari, like, we want to be a legit good defensive team. I think they've just been okay defensively. They haven't shot the 3 ball yet. So have they underwhelmed according to what our expectations were? Yeah, but they're still off to a really good start. And here in January, February, we might be looking up and they're in that conversation. We might be talking about them with Tennessee. Maybe they've replaced Tennessee or they've replaced Auburn. Who knows? Because you get in that SEC and one of these teams could just take a nosedive, like take a dive that we're not expecting, because that league is going to be incredible.
It could snowball on you. The SEC, you want to talk about a league where it's just like, oh, crap, had a bad game. Can't let it roll over. It's like the ultimate next – coaches always say next play, like next game. You win one, you better wash it. You lose one, you better wash it because it could snowball in a hurry. I'm not selling on Alabama, man. Like, you got to figure the percentages are going to catch up. But Mark Sears got off to a tough start. He's starting to kind of correct those things. The percentages will come back. He's shooting 32% from 3 right now. He's going to get there. I'm not so worried about that. And because he's so ball dominant, like, he's going to be fine. You just have to hope that some of these other guys start to turn it up from the shooting department. Grant Nelson's been not very good, 28% from 3. Like, the fact that they're getting the shots is fine. Now it's time to start making them, and I think they will. I don't think this is a bad shooting Alabama team, and they can't afford to be, because they haven't, every day in the SEC is going to be tough. So you have to be able to knock down shots, especially like CJ said, if you shoot them at that volume.
Yeah, I think 2 names to mention here when you talk about the shooting with Alabama. Houston Millette shot 40% from 3 last year on 145 attempts at Pepperdine, and they were going to redshirt Houston until Latrell Reitzel did his Achilles, and now he is going to be eligible. The other one is Chris Youngblood, who shot 42% from 3 last season at South Florida. He is back and healthy now. He played 15 minutes the other night against Creighton. So I think that ship does get righted, and the one big thing is the defense. I was a little critical of Murray early on in the season, but the defense, they're now kind of settled a little bit, right? They're top 40 in the country defensively. They're top 20 in defensive 3-point rate. They are starting to turn the ball over a little bit now. They're a little bit better on the glass than they were last season. So the impact of Amari is starting to kind of take shape a little bit here. So I think that's something that is worth noting as well.